going to be looking at sprouts, and sprouts are the germinated seed of the plant, and they're taken at their earliest stage where the seed has just burst open to reveal the shoot of the plant and eventually the root. So by consuming sprouts, you're not only consuming the seed of the plant, but you're consuming the potential of the plant. So within these sprouts are the potential for the life of the mature plant. So all the information that is required to produce this beautiful mature plant lies within the germinated sprout. And if you can understand what that type of energy can do for the body in terms of nutrition, nothing compares to it. They are absolutely packed with enzymes. And when I talk about enzymes, I'm talking about, as the book describes, this little book. It's a fantastic book if you want to do research on enzymes. There's two of them here that I have. We have Enzymes, the Spark of Life, which is a really condensed little book, and you'd fly through it, and they've got great little explanations on what enzymes are and different types of food sources which are rich in enzymes. And there's another really in-depth study by Dr. Edward Howell, Enzyme Nutrition. And enzymes, just to give you a brief overview of what enzymes are, they're kind of the spark of life or the workforce in the body. You have digestive enzymes which break down food. You have metabolic enzymes which do all the functions of the body, from thinking to walking to laughing. And finally you have living enzymes which come in through your food source. And that's what we want to do. We want to take pressure off the body, off the pancreas, to produce enzymes and to bring them in our food supply. And one way of doing that is through raw living food, where they have undergone no processing and no heat. Heat of any kind will kill the enzymes in food. When you bring in living enzymes into the diet, you are taking pressure off the body to produce digestive enzymes, and by doing that you're freeing up energy in the body so that metabolic enzymes can then go to work and heal and repair and function optimally. And that's what we want for our health, not to be sluggish and drowsy, but to be charged, highly charged, just like the enzymes themselves. And you might ask, what are enzymes? And enzymes are, they're protein carriers, and within those protein carriers you have a little charge, and that charge is kind of like a current. It's got a vibrancy about it, and it's called the vital force. And the vital force is kind of the potential energy or the potential force within the seed to produce the mature plant. So all of that potential lies within the seed of any seed to produce life, but within the sprout you're catching it and you're consuming it at its earliest stage. So it's really densely packed with vital force, and that vital force will go into the body and it will do assist the body in terms of breaking down food. And that's what we want to do at all times, is to assist the body. And sprouts is a great way to do that, and you can use sprouts in so many ways. You can eat them directly as they are. Once they're sprouted, you can add them to salad, you can add them to soups, to smoothies, put them on crackers, put them on wraps, do as you please with them, but just get them into the body. So a good handful of sprouts per day, spread over a few meals or just with your main meal, is a great way of enriching the body and bringing in those living enzymes so that they can do what the body was optimally designed to do, to function at its best. I'm going to go through the steps now in terms of how to take the seed that you see in the health stores, how to take those seeds, how to soak them, germinate them and prepare them so that you can then consume them and the body can benefit from the life potential, the vital force within the seed. Wonderful. They're crunchy, they're earthy, and there's a little bit of, for me, there's a little bit of sweetness attached to them. So right here you've got an example of a sprouted seed mix. I mix the seeds in a container and I sprout them. But for you that might be starting off, I'm just going to first of all show you single seeds and how to germinate them. And then at the end I'll show you what I do on a daily basis now. I simply mix the seeds together in a large container and I germinate them all at once. And then you've got this great mix of nutrition going into the diet in terms of seeds and all the nutrition that comes with the various types of seeds. If you don't have outdoor space to grow raw living food, this is a fantastic way of doing it. It's like a mini garden in a jar. You've all this growth happening there on your countertop in your kitchen. No soil required, just a jar, water and patience and time. And then you'll get to feel or enjoy the health benefits of your hard work. Select your seeds. You could choose from a range of seeds including organic chickpea, organic mungbean or organic brown lentils. Mungbean is probably one of the easiest to sprout, so I would suggest that you start there. So take a glass jar and add 1/4 cup, so 1 scoop of mungbeans to the jar. And into that I'm going to pour distilled water, so I would fill it 3/4 way with distilled water, because the seeds are going to absorb the water and they will expand as they start to germinate. And if you like, you could take a second seed. I'm using brown lentils and I'm going to add 1 scoop to the jar. I'm going to take my distilled water and fill the jar 3/4 way and place a stainless steel mesh lid on top. And the mesh lid is really useful for sprouting because it means you can leave the lid on while you rinse the following day and strain your seeds. So I'm going to leave those overnight for about 12 hours. You can use sprouting racks, but it's not necessary. But they are quite useful starting off, just as you need to tilt the jars at an angle when you're straining them the following day. So I will place them now out of direct sunlight for 12 hours and leave them to soak in the water. This will activate life force within the seed and enable them to germinate. Following day I'm going to rinse several times under the tap, so give them a good rinse, strain away the soap water and rinse them well under the cold tap. And once I've rinsed them, I'm going to invert them this time, lid facing down in my tray. Showing you at this stage the sprouts which have been soaked overnight and rinsed over a period of maybe 2 days. So rinse them maybe 2-3 times per day. Leave them tilted at an angle so that the water can drain out, and as the water drains out over a period of 2 days, you see, and it's very evident in these ones here, that the sprout has started to form and germinate, and you've got these little sprouts with these little, I hope you can see them there, they have these little tails attached, and that is evidence of the life within the seed sprouting forward. And these are packed with enzymes, highly nutritious and definitely worth the effort, and really the effort is minimal when you see the process and how simple it is. Honestly, it's just a case of buy your pack of seeds, give it a go, and you'll be surprised by the results. And you don't need any fancy equipment. This is what I used at the start. To save time at present, I currently mix my seeds and germinate them all at once. So into a container I add a mixture of seeds that I've already sprouted successfully as single seeds. And when you do that, you get an understanding of the different growth rates of seeds, as in your mung bean will germinate really quickly compared to chickpea, for instance. So I know which seeds to put together in my seed mix in order to get a good result. And then I'll take a large glass bowl. Into that I will place a nut bag, and that's really useful so that it will hold the seeds, and I can easily remove them the following day and strain the seeds and rinse them. So I will just place the nut bag under the tap, rinse it really well, and I will repeat that 2 or 3 times a day over a period of 2 to 3 days until the seeds have germinated. And then you've got this lovely little container with a built-in sieve in it, and it will just catch any excess water that drains through. And you'll notice after they soak overnight, the water will turn quite dark in colour as impurities and enzyme inhibitors and lectins and all those things just get removed from the seeds. And then I use them in a variety of ways. I will add seeds to my salad, a good handful to my salad bowl, and they're so nutritious and add great flavour and depth to the salad. And to be honest, I'm rarely without them, so I give it a good mix around, and it's really filling, really enjoyable, and makes for a good substantial meal. I'll also add it to soup, especially the Thai coconut soup. So it's beautiful, and also onto homemade salad wraps with the leftover pulp from green juice. So I hope you give it a go and you enjoy sprouting your seeds.